You know, I should probably put a voiceover here for our sponsor. Nah, you can read.
It's time.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am here with Jesseray Childrey. I just want to say this. Congratulations on winning, first and foremost, Ultimate Mat Warriors 3. You were so overcome with emotion, but it was a hectic day. You had an intense day, you had a crazy day, but you've always been a very consistent competitor. I want you to talk to me about your day and what this win meant to you, sir.
It was awesome. Our buddy Griggs let us stay there, so I want to give a big shout out to him in Oceanside. But the day just coming for weigh-ins and then getting some food and getting back in the zone to compete again. It's been a while since EBI, so it was good to get back on the mats and be active again.
Absolutely. And you were talking about EBI 14, right? That was over in Texas. We had the honor and privilege of getting to see you compete there. Always amazing. I have to say, I've been trying to steal your Kimura from underneath so hard and so aggressively, and it's just not working yet. But I love your comfort, and you have a well-rounded game, but you never freak out from underneath on bottom. You have a really solid composure, so that even when you get put in tough spots, you seem to not only, like, when people get out of a bad spot, they sometimes aren't ready, right, but you seem like you're ready to capitalize on the moment. That definitely was happening, I believe, in your first match, correct?
Yeah.
Talk us through about that match.
First match. Who was it again? No, the first match? Yes. The second match?
It might have been your second match. Now I'm actually starting to get confused myself. Now I'm starting to confuse EBI, where I was like, oh, shit, he was under duress on that one.
No, the second match was tough. Colin did a very good job of getting on top and staying on top. But I train with killers every day, and they make me pay for any mistake I make, so I have to be comfortable there often. That's a big part of jiu-jitsu, just staying comfortable in uncomfortable positions.
When you're looking at a group of folks like this, did you have your eyes on anybody in particular when you kind of saw the names released, or you saw how it was all coming together? Were there any people that do you start to do tape study, or do you just bring your own game?
This time I did not do any tape study. It was a rough training camp, and I just wanted to also have fun and enjoy myself, take it back to the days where I didn't know who the fuck I was going against. So just get out there and compete with anybody and have fun doing it. I wanted to really have fun today.
That's a really good goal. You don't hear that a ton from competitors. No. They tend to say, like, well, hey, I got to get in my zone. I got to implement my game. Having fun would definitely describe the loose version of where you stay calm and where you're at. So Colin, obviously, it was a very tough match. He has very solid jiu-jitsu, and he has that same capability of being able to change things within a heartbeat. Definitely. So definitely a very tough match in there. Talk to me about your third match. So let's talk about your semifinal match.
It was against Steven, actually, a rematch. We met in West Coast Trials, and we had a good match. I was able to catch him in Kimura, but this time around, he knew my game a bit more, and I'm sure he was more prepared. But I was able to get him over a little bit and get under, which a lot of guys don't do too much, going for the legs. But we rolled out of bounds, unfortunately, and then had slightly controversial restart, but we were both okay with it, and I just had to go for it.
I mean, to be fair, it looked like you were on the verge of finishing. Had you guys not been in danger of not just rolling out, but at that point you were going to take out the television broadcast of this, that might have been a problem. So I saw when the ref was coming over, and they're just like, listen, it's between the broadcast and this. Yeah. And there seemed to be, like you mentioned, it was a little controversial just in the sense of some people were like, well, where should we start this? Right. And it became like, well, it seemed like Ashi seemed somewhat fair because you were losing part of the hold that you had. Right, yeah. And granted, he was escaping, but you can't say that with great certainty because he wasn't all the way out. Definitely. And so what would you have done? Because somebody was yelling out to start you guys standing back up.
It makes no sense to me. That sounds like something IBJJF would do or something. So, yeah, we're sub only, and I earned that position, and Steven knew I earned that position, and he was totally okay with it. He's the one I got the least flack out of, Yeah. And Steven's a great guy. And, we let him clear the knee line a bit, and, just to make it fair. It is hard to, especially leg entanglements rolling out, it's hard to reset that. So I think we both handled it best we could.
And obviously, I mean, that's such a tough place to begin with, period, right? Yeah. So you get into those entanglements. It's always difficult to try and replicate. And you're not always assured that you're going to finish from there. Sure. Especially when you have that finishing position. with people who are so prone and understanding to how leg locks work, you kind of go, well, it works for now.
Yeah.
But they might spin out themselves. All right. And your finals match, sir.
Man, Diego was tough. I can't lie, I was not upset that he went to, I think, 2 overtimes. He had probably 30 minutes of grappling before he even met in the finals. And I definitely use that to my advantage, you know. It's not my fault he was out there. But he's a stud, man. I'm looking forward to him. I'm sure we'll see each other in the next 10 years. He's a young stud. I'm decently young myself, I guess. But
how old are you?
26. Just turned 26.
I don't think you get to say when people are old or young. That's not really a thing you get to do.
If he's younger than me, he's young. Real young.
Kid, you're younger than me by a decade. So I can say with great authority, child. But I don't think you can be like, oh, look at this kid over here. How much younger is he than you? Like a month. I don't think that's how that quite works. So.
You're right. I'll respect my elder.
Well, that's fair. Thank you very much. Yeah. Although as I was doing the age, I was like, oh my God, that explains so much. Like, you know so much more about jiu-jitsu than like I do now and would have known at the age of 26. So it's a great thing because you continue to build upon that knowledge. And one of the things that is great, you know, we've already seen you in an EBI. We've seen you at ADCC. One of the things I've always wanted to ask you about, I guess, just the process of getting to ADCC. How did it feel to go from almost getting it to not getting it to then, oh my God, I'm going as an alternate? I'm going.
It was surreal. It was I wake up to an email from ADCC asking if I want to fill in the spot, and of course I said yeah. I'd try to get their phone number, like verbally say it and fucking FaceTime them whatever I can just to let them know I'm 100% in. Even on 2 weeks notice, it was great. I loved it.
So did you have to put things aside? Like, I know if I go somewhere in a day, I got to make some calls. Like, what did those calls involve for you? Or did you just call up and be like, I've come down with ADCC. Sorry, guys, I can't be around.
No, I just told my boss at the time. He was pretty cool about me. He knew I was a competitor and I travel a lot. And if he wasn't, I was just going to fucking quit. Yeah. It's a job.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, it was a great experience. You have something that only a handful of people ever really get in jiu-jitsu, period. Like, that comes to a handful of people, and the fact that it kind of befell that way, I felt like, for you personally, like, I was so happy to see you get qualified, but then I knew no matter what would happen, you would be able to roll forward that experience to even bigger and better things. Sure. Because, you know, even if you don't get the tournament you want at ADCC, you went to ADCC. And again, I think as we've seen, that begat EBI, that begat something here. And how did you feel when you heard that they were going to be doing Ultimate Mat Warriors for the big guys?
Oh, man. I think Boogie told me before I was even at ADCC, him and Gio definitely big brothered me and took care of me, made sure, you know, like I said, was well taken care of. And Boogie invited me while I was out there, and that's actually where I got the EBI invite too, on the way to the arena. So that weekend was just insane.
That's amazing. Jesus, dude. I love how it all came together, and you know, you were obviously, I mean, you can't say this about yourself, but you had to be one of the favorites just in the fans' eyes, just because of, and you just have to take it. But I know these things as a fan myself, but just because of the way that you're developing and the way that you attack and the way that you have as a style, and even in your training camp, all those factors tend to play a role. Tell me a little bit about your camp getting ready for this, because like you said, EBI was in December, yeah, and then all of a sudden it's January. So you got the holidays, and then all of a sudden you're here.
Yeah.
How did that preparation look like?
It was a little rough. You know, we're always competing, so it's tough to stay healthy and just, you know, be there for each other and whatnot. We got another quick turnaround. Chase competes in 2 weeks, and up in New Jersey, we got another guy competing in Indy. Another 2 weeks after that.
Holy shit! I'm just now noticing. Yeah. Is like the nice guy submission fighting team? Are you guys like the Danaher Death Squad of the Ultimate Mat Warriors?
Oh man!
Because think about it. I mean, you own couple titles, yeah, and does this change your dynamic with Chase? Can you now give him more shit?
Oh my God, I'm giving my whole team shit. Fucking, I'm giving strangers on the street shit. No, it's great to finally be able to bring home a win for Nice Guys. We get so close and do well and get to these big tournaments, but we haven't been able to secure the big win. So it's nice to bring one for the home team.
It's funny because you say that, but when you really look at it, you guys always bring a really good game. And even if you don't take home the championship on those days, if you know anything about attrition, you know that the odds on the favor will start to work toward that. Yeah. And especially how exciting it is. I mean, every one of your matches today was a blast. So it was fun to watch. And that's something that I can say from EBI and even watching you on ADCC. It's pretty badass, man. So let's talk about this. What are you doing with this $2,000?
Man, $2,000. I know some of it is going to Bobby for rent. I'll probably buy my Okeechobee ticket with that, celebrate a bit. The rest of it, I'll do my best to save. We'll see.
Okay, all right. We're going to check back in with you because I have yet to check back in and see what kind of things the children are doing with their money. It's going to be a great after show that we do as we follow up with people.
Yeah, you'll see me in 2 months looking for another cash tournament.
Well, okay, let's ask this. What comes up next for you, sir? What do you have next on the horizon?
This year, I'm really wanting to focus on furthering jiu-jitsu outside of competition. I want to book more seminars, travel more, get more rolling partners, just really keep building on how good 2017 was and, roll that into 18, 19, the rest of the time I'm competing.
That's a pretty solid thing to do. If people are interested in getting a seminar or a private or any kind of instruction with you, where can they reach you, sir?
You can reach me at my email, jesseraygo1way@yahoo.com. Social media, Instagram's jesseraygo1way, Facebook, Jesseray Childrey. However you want to get a hold of me, I'm available.
That's awesome. That's great. And you guys should take advantage of it because one of the things I always admire about your game is it doesn't matter big, small. Yeah, what you're doing is jiu-jitsu, and it applies to everybody. And I think that's it's something that's great because the nice part about getting to test it out here is, it's against all the big guys. So definitely. When you get into those realms, it's like, oh, hey, everybody, no, but for real, you have to have solid jiu-jitsu. Your frames have to be working. Yeah. Your movement, especially with any of the overtime rules, you have to know it and be proficient in it. And I think that's something that we really appreciate about your game. And I hope people take advantage of it. I mean, listen, I used to live in Kentucky. There's not a lot going on over there. So, save your money and get it for something that's great, like jiu-jitsu. And like I said, I've already yelled at Chase because when I was living in Kentucky, they didn't have places for jiu-jitsu gyms.
It's still slim.
I know, dude, and it sucks because at the time I was like, I'm going to try and find a gym. The minute I left, they opened one. And I was like, I was living I went to school at Western Kentucky.
No shit. In Bowling Green,
in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Man, you weren't that far from us.
I know. Man. Yep.
You're going to have to make another visit.
Nope.
No. Oh,
nope.
Man.
You want to take me from California to make a trip back to Bowling Green?
I'm not saying stay. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying stay. I'm definitely not saying stay. I did my time there. I talk about it like it's prison. You know what I mean? It's like other people are like, you lived in Bowling Green? Yeah, I did time there.
I did
2 years there. 2 years it's hard times. But I loved all the people there. They were honestly some of the best people I've ever met. That's and I love that place. They're great individuals. So if I am there, I obviously would stop by and say hello to y'all because you're amazing. But you guys keep coming out my way. It's way easier if you come to me.
Definitely.
I live in the way better place. Everybody wants to come to California. Yeah. I don't need to go somewhere else.
We'll be out here more often for sure.
Well, definitely. And let's book him out here. And that's not just in Kentucky. Let's get him, statewide. Let's get him traveling international because
I'd love to do a seminar out of the country. Please.
Ooh, I like that.
That's my goal. Another goal for this year.
That's it. You put that down as an actual goal for this year?
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's make some dreams come true, you motherfuckers. Anyway, I just want to say, Jesseray, you're always so kind and so nice. And I was hoping you were going to shake my hand with the money hand. And I was just going to, pocket it real quick.
Real slick.
I was like, damn, dude. He's changed. The money's changed him. It's true.
It's changed my living situation. I can pay rent.
But I want to say congratulations on today. And, I like to normally say congratulations on a great year, but you're just starting a new year. So I look forward to seeing what 2018 has in store for you, sir.
Thank you so much, man.
All right, man. Keep it locked here at verbaltapcast.com for more information, you guys.